This is Kevin. I'm really happy to showcase my Prussian army of 1860s and 70s. So the hyphenated wars. So the 7 Weeks War against Austria and the Franco Prussian War. Of course, the Schleswig Holstein question. What a fantastic time period, the emergence of Prussia. And I'm really enjoyed building this army. It's not my best work, but what an exciting time period. One of the first wars to be photographed. The emergence of Germany as a nation. The unification of the German-speaking people. The new weapons, technology developments, strategic developments, cool uniforms. The crowning of the Kaiser in Versailles as the king of the Germans. Just so many different aspects of this army and how it functions on the battlefield, how it was organized, how it was built. I just love this period. I've enjoyed very much studying it. I've spent a lot of time in Schleswig-Holstein, in Prussia, in Berlin and other places, and really come to respect highly what these monarchs and these great generals did. So I'm really excited to showcase this army, its size, its scope, and I really hope that you enjoy the journey with me to look at this really fascinating work. I spent over a year building it, and I'm very proud of it. And of course, next I'll be showing the French army of Napoleon III and the Austrians. So here we go. Well, here's the Prussian army of both 1866 and 1870. So this would have been the army and its organization fighting the 7 Weeks War against Austria, and also the army that went to battle during the Franco-Prussian War against Napoleon III. You know, I did my best to try to understand it. There was a lot of really good books out there that explained it, and so kind of give you an idea of this massive army. First, we'll start with von Moltke and the Kaiser. So here they are on their command stand, and Moltke is looking through his binoculars next to the king and some of his adjutants. But if we go to the individual corps structures, this is each corps was signified by their epaulets, yellow, white, red, and light blue. That's how you could tell what corps they actually belonged to. But this is a corps structure. We have a corps commander with 2 different divisions. You can see them kind of split down the line. So there's a corps commander with a division, the division Jägers, the 1st Brigade and 2nd Brigade. So each with a regiment and 3 battalions within the regiment. So there is 12 battalions to a division, and there's the Krupp guns supporting that division and its light cavalry, either Uhlans, Hussars, or Dragoons. That's how I did it. So that right there is a corps. So kind of back out, you can see the corps. Now they're all Old Glory figures, most of them. I really think that the Old Glory really had showing you up close. I think they had really nice figures, and they're painted to fairly decent standard. That's my my go-to standard there, and then mounted up. I don't know if I could give it a super high mark for painting, but when you're painting this many soldiers, it's gets to be quite a bit. So they're all pretty consistent, and I think they look pretty good. But anyway, that's the corps. So we've got one corps, two corps. We have three corps and four corps of Prussian. So four Prussian corps we can put on the wargaming table in 15 millimeter, all with their guns and their light cavalry. And what we can add to that, which is very interesting, is we can add a cavalry corps to it as well. So there's four cuirassier squadrons, and there are two Ulanen, three hussars, two dragoons, and actually two more cuirassier, but from Bavaria and from Saxony, and some light artillery guns. So you can probably mix and match as much as possible, and it would do well. So each individual, I just had to pick out which hussars I think were good, and some of those are mixed into the various corps. And I also have a Bavarian corps, which I quite like. They're also old glory figures. I really like how they turned out. If you did 1866, you just pull that out and you could add it interesting to the Austrians if you wanted to. So it's kind of a flex corps. You can add it to the 1870, or you can add it to the opposition 1866 and remove it. But it's also kind of organized on the German model of two divisions to a corps. They have a little bit more cavalry and more Jaegers than the German or the Prussian. And then over here I've got also another corps that's flex corps. So this one is my Saxon and Württemberg. So you can add that to the Austrians in 1866. So I still have some command stands that I'm painting up. The command stands I'm using here are not the correct ones. That was a little bit of an oversight. Yeah, Kevin, how could you oversee that? Well, I did. But I think the Saxons turned out pretty nice. I think, you know, how they turned out looks pretty decent. Heavy packs are kind of in also a little bit of a light blue color. And you know, the Württembergs are kind of the same figure, a little bit of a different one altogether, but they're in dark blue with kind of that half cappy. I like them. So they're a lot of fun, and I've got some Saxon cavalry I have to paint up, and some more Bavarian cavalry, but I thought I would make a movie of it anyway. What's really amazing is, if you think about it, that this army beat the largest army in Europe in 7 weeks, turned around and beat the second largest army in Europe in less than 9 months. It was an unbelievable feat. So I really enjoyed building this army. It's got a few pieces missing, but I think in essence it's really a masterpiece. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And well, I still enjoy it. And I hope that you've had fun looking at it too. Here comes the second part of the movie, kind of taking a look at the Bavarians and the Saxons and various other contingents of 1860, and how you can move it in and out of the army at will. So anyway, just kind of walking around, you can see the various units, dragoons, on the hussars. So I tried to have some variety in my cavalries: green, blue, red, various different regiments that are out there. You can see. So anyway, I think it's a very attractive army. It's a big one. As you can see, kind of panoraming out, The uniforms in the background fit that era. In fact, that dragoon jacket right there fits to 1870s, and of course the German imperial flag hanging. So I guess it's all very period correct. Anyway, that you kind of can see the look at the. I mean, this is a formidable army on the battlefield, and of course I'm going to do the French and the Austrians. I'll put those out, and how the actual Prussians fought is very, very interesting. The tactics that they've developed make for very interesting games. And maybe on one of the next videos, I'll show one of those games being played with my buds. Anyway, it's a short video. I try to keep them under 10 minutes best I can, and give you a little bit of a look-see on how they look. And I'll pull up a couple just to kind of get an idea. I think they're done quite well, and I particularly like the Ulan. I think the German Ulanen look really spectacular. Like I said, probably not the best paint job in the world, but I mean, I'm not ashamed of them, that's for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my Prussian army of 1866 and 1870. And yeah, until the next one. Next one should be the French. I'm going to put the French up and then the Austrians. So, hope you enjoyed it. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed it. I know, as a disclaimer, that probably some of the flags are not correct, but I like flags on units, and maybe some of the regimental standards aren't correct, but please, nobody beat me up. But if you see anything that's really glaring, let me know. I know the cavalry standards aren't probably the most accurate, but I think it looks good, and I do enjoy your help and your perspectives. Thank you very much.